medicine and environment. So for my topic, I combine sports medicine and interior design, which are both very different. I have been into interior design for a long time. My dad used to do it, and I just thought it was really interesting, taking a space that isn't that nice and rearranging it so that and it also looks nice, or at least sometimes. Sports medicine I've also been interested in, as you heard from the past couple of presentations. Athletes are very special people and need special care, taking care of them. Um, um, into the sport and to prevent them from their injuries. Um, so my research question was, how can a sports be best designed so that it's most efficient? Internship, I worked with Jessica Williamson in Midlothian, Virginia, which is near Richmond. Her design company, JTW Design. Working with her was mostly stuff, so it wasn't white. It didn't with what I was doing, but I still managed to incorporate it. Working with her, I still learned how things can be based off of talking to clients and hearing what they want from space. It's the most functional based off of what they want. And I did super basic stuff like looking at color schemes and making sure stuff matched. In the picture here, here at a cabinet place has tiles from the floor that they picked out for the kitchen, and she's comparing it the colors that they want in the floor. And we also went back and looked at what they wanted for their bathroom, and they pulled up like three-dimensional designs of the rooms. And it was all really interesting to see how everything works out and how the space is put together. Service, I worked with Miss Fincham, the athletic trainer, the field house. Most of what I did helping her was, for a while, I just stayed after like 30 minutes after school when athletes first start going back into the room. When they get their waters and get taped or help breathe, and also football practices and made sure no one got hurt, and if they got hurt, they got the special care they needed. Sure that they were properly hydrated throughout practices, and I also took into account how many people went where when they came into the room. So 10 or so people would come in each day to get taped by Ms. Fincham, or so for both fall and winter sports. Would come in for rehabilitation exercises from their injuries that they games or practices. So I figured out where stuff would best be placed in the room to figure out design so that everything could be done more efficiently in less time, so that the athletes would have more time to. So overall, so that they didn't need the rehabilitation or the taping. So pictures of the room as it was and how we changed it so that it was more efficient. Sure, the table over here is the taping table where athletes get taped. It wouldn't be efficient to place it by the door because she has to stand at the end of it and tape the athletes. It would be in the way of people coming into the room for other purposes. People just has first aid stuff, so people needed to come in just to get a Band-Aid or nail clippers, which actually people need more than you would think. They would be bumping into her as she's taping people, and people couldn't get to the rehabilitation size equipment over here as quickly as they needed to. sorry. This is from the door, and the taping table is side more and at an outward angle so that this isn't Miss Fincham, but they stood here for an example. Taping would be easier and less in the way of people needing to get to the first aid supply. Whirlpool, which is where athletes go for water, as you can see. Gatorade bottles are also go take ice baths. It's off to the side, which isn't a great design because it doesn't make it as easy for people to get into and people to get water. I don't have an after picture from this, but this is another problem area in the room because she couldn't get into the cabinet while people were getting ice. We're a little bit close together for rehabilitation. And people get a lot of ice, so they needed lots of space. We moved the cabinet over in the middle, and there's more room for the ice box for people to get ice. And there's more room in between the treatment tables. Future plans for the central training room outside of supposed to be my legacy. It was helpful, but I feel like there could be more things that could be fixed. For example, that in an athletic training room there is a wet area and a dry area, and her ice machine is over in the dry area. It would be most efficient to place it in the wet area because spills and stuff, instead of the water being out on the floor for people to potentially slip, water would go down the drain. And it helps with filling up water because you just fill up the cups and then put the water in it right there. So I'm talking to Miss Fincham about getting the pipes and moved over to the other side of the room. And we're also talking about getting another dual taping table so that more athletes can be in time, which would help with time and hopefully in getting athletes back on the field. And another thing that we're trying to get done is in this picture that coolers are on the shelves for them to be up so that she would have more horizontal space. These are taking up on vertical space. And she needs more space over there. And so it would be great if we could put shelves above the whirlpool so that paper, there wasn't a lot of information on this topic. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm interested in sports medicine, interior design. From a lot of interior design papers that I found and tried to pull that information and talk about how important sports medicine is and why training room needs to be designed better so that athletes can get back. Took the interior design aspect and why or how spaces can be designed based off of what clients need. Thanks Ms. Carlton and Ms. Herndon and Mr. Caraway and Ms. Outten for giving me the opportunity to learn more about something that I was interested in and challenging me to actually do something with that. My reflection, I learned that I'm not great at interior design. Picking out color schemes and stuff isn't really to be a great use of my time. It's still a great area and you should definitely learn about it if you're interested, but I didn't find it to be a great area for me. This picture looks really intimidating. I chose choir not because you should stay away from I recommend the experience. I use fire because it's something, as it's been said many times before, that you're passionate about, so that you have project. Future plans, I'll be attending the University of Alabama, located in Tuscaloosa.
Where are you going?
And I will accept.
When you go into somebody else's space and then all these ideas, find it difficult to work with somebody when you're kind of entering their world.
So when we like
Specifically at the field house,
I talked to Miss. She wanted for the space. For example, one of the major problems that she was wanted to fix was the placement of the icebox. But besides that, I just her opinion about what she wanted in the room was important, but also trying to make the space more efficient by taking down where people go and placement in the room kind of affects the flow of the room. So taking into account, it was difficult trying to work with what she wanted